In this video, I'll show you one of my favorite exercises from Improvise for Real. It's called melody paths. We use it to learn how to improvise and how to weave melodies across chord changes. And you'll find this exercise towards the end when David starts introducing chords with notes from outside the key. But actually this exercise is very powerful and we can use it with any set of chords that we want to study. And in this case, I'm going to use very simple chords that come from the major scale. It's chords 1, 4, and 5. First of all, we need to make a drawing so we can visualize the exercise. Let's go to the table. I'm going to draw 4 columns. We're studying chords 1, 4, and 5, but actually the jump track that I'm going to use, it goes like that: 1, 4, 5 dominant, and then it goes back to 1, and then it starts again. So this is kind of a loop, and this is why I'm drawing these 4 columns, even though the 1 is repeated, but this is how the jump track works. So I'm going to quickly draw the numbers from 1 to 7 in each column. We use this view that's called tonal view in Improvise. It's explained in Improvise for Real, the book, and also in the other materials that we have. And we use this view because it's easier to see the paths that go across the octave. If we had the 4 starting from 4 to 4, we wouldn't see where these 2 connects, so this is an easier way to visualize this exercise that we are going to do. So now I'm going to circle the chord notes. In this case, in the first chord, it's 1, 3, 5, and 7. Then the 4th chord is 4, 6, 1, and 3. The 5th chord is 5, 7, 2, and 4. And again, the 1 chord, 1, 3, 5, and 7. Alright, so now that we have the drawing, let me show you how this exercise works. So we are only going to use chord notes, the ones that we circled. And we are going to play 1 note per chord. And we are going to go through them in the closest way possible. So for instance, let's say that we want to start in 1. So from 1, we can only go to 3 or to 1. Let's say we want to go to 3. 1, 3. Then we only can go to 4 or to 1. So 3 to 4, let's say. 1, 3, 4, and then we are going to pick between one of these 2 notes, 5 or 3. And now we go back to the beginning. It's like a loop, right? So we are going to loop this chord progression and every time choose a different path and always like trying to look for notes that are close. We're not going to do big jumps like that. It's because we want to see clear paths of melody across these chords. To show you how it works, I'm going to do this exercise with a jump track in the background, and I'm going to use my voice at the same time that I use my instrument. I use my instrument because the instrument kind of tells me where the note or the pitch of the note is, but eventually the idea is that I can also sing this exercise without the help and the teaching from my instrument. So it's an exercise actually that you can do both with your instrument or with your voice, or both together with your instrument and your voice. I recommend to you that you start doing it with your instrument and your voice the same way I'm going to show you right now. So after practicing for a while just playing 1 note per chord, I can complicate it a little bit if I feel like I already mastered the chord changes and my ear is trained and I don't get lost and it comes easy to me, to play just 1 note. So then I move on to playing sometimes 2 notes, sometimes 1 note, and doing it a little bit more freely. But trying to not complicate it too much in the beginning, because then it's easy to get lost. So we do the exercise very calmly, but this time picking 2 notes instead of 1 per chord. Let me show you how I do it. 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 1, 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5, 5, 3, 4, 2, If you play a wind instrument, you can still do this exercise. The thing is that you are not going to be able to play and sing at the same time, but you can play and imagine very hard and project these sounds in your mind, and then you can also just sing the sounds while you listen to the jam track or by yourself. One thing that my students tell me that they do very much is to put a jam track and sing melody paths in their car while they're driving. And it's a way to study music without in moments that you don't have your instrument available. And they tell me also that when they do this exercise only with their voice, some students they cannot play their instrument every day, but they can sing in the car every day. So when they do that, in the weekend they go back to their instrument, and it pays, because they are more oriented and they feel like they can play a lot better. As a final thought, I would tell you that it's good to spend time playing this exercise, but also it's good to let go of it and let go of numbers, let go of rules and constraints, and just after a while of playing this melody path, just play the jam track and play any note you want of the scale. Just improvise freely without thinking of numbers, without thinking of anything. And it's in these moments when you get lost and you have to find your way back in, when you also learn a lot. And these 2 practices, they complement each other. So it's very important to also have free moments. I hope you like this exercise as much as I do. I hope you find it useful and that you have a lot of fun playing with it.